Okay, so the last time I turned on the camera was against Newcastle at home. Today, it's August 2026, and Arsenal are the current reigning Premier League champions of England. Now, there were some key defining moments throughout the entire season, which stretches back all the way up until September of 2025. You remember that game against Newcastle at St James's? That Gabriel last minute header. And then you've got Max Diamond's goal at the Emirates against Everton. I think he became the youngest ever Premier League goal scorer at 16 years of age, I believe. Or was he 15? I still don't know how old he is. And then you've got Leandro Trossard's last minute goal at the London Stadium against West Ham in a dramatic game where West Ham could have actually drawn the game, had the VAR decision gone the other way. Thank God to David Raya's heroics, a key figure in our Premier League title. Okay, without David Raya, we do not win the Premier League. And I can say this about a lot of different players as well. Without William Saliba, we don't win the Premier League. Without Gabriel, to a certain extent, we don't win the Premier League. Without Declan Rice, we don't win the Premier League. Simple. Standard. That's it. We don't win the Premier League without Declan Rice. And we also do not win the Premier League without Victor Gyökeres, whether you want to take it or not. Whether you want to take this fact or not, Victor Gyökeres is also part of the reason as to how Arsenal won the Premier League. He was brought in as a target man and he delivered over 20 goals in all competitions for Arsenal as our target man. All right, he was brought in, yeah, because we haven't had a proper striker since Aubameyang, 2019, 2020. That was the last time we had a proper target man. Yeah, and he was brought in to fill that void. And boy, did he fill that void. Arsenal became Premier League champions for the first time in 22 years. Maybe due to Arsenal having someone up top. Maybe. I'm just putting it out there. Declan Rice, a key figure in the dressing room, a legend, a leader. He took the captain's armband in the Champions League final. And if Declan Rice doesn't sacrifice his body week in, week out, we do not win the Premier League. Simple as that. He was playing in games in which he shouldn't be playing in. All right? Without Declan Rice giving it his literal all, we do not win anything. Nothing. That Bournemouth performance away, still, what a performance. What a finish from him outside the box. Driven into the bottom right-hand corner. Absolutely phenomenal. And you got to credit Saka for that goal as well. I mean, Declan Rice's fingerprints are all over this Premier League title. All over. You can even stretch it back to the Etihad where we lost 2-1. He said it's not over. It's not over. And he wasn't. And, now that we've actually won the Premier League, I think going into next season, well, the current season, 26-27, I don't think there is that looming anxiety over the players' heads anymore because it was also a question as to whether or not Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are good enough. Are they good enough? Well, they are good enough because they've beaten Pep Guardiola's Manchester City to the Premier League. All right, that's factual. Mikel Arteta beat Pep Guardiola to the Premier League. So what should be happening right now at the club is that we should be shedding dead weight now. Get rid of the Reece Nelsons. Get rid of the Fabio Vieiras. Get rid of the Gabriel Jesuses. You've sold Trossard. Fair enough. But what have you done to bring in? You've brought in Tzolis from Club Brugge, who has phenomenal statistics. Although I can't say everyone watches the Belgium League because who does? The only time you're going to watch Club Brugge is in the Champions League. All right. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you about my opinion of Tzolis because I don't have an opinion of him. I simply don't. I've never watched him play a full 90. And yeah, so in this current moment, simply isn't good enough from Arsenal in terms of window and reinforcements. I mean, we have officially confirmed Bruno Guimaraes as an Arsenal player as of today. So that is a very, very strong midfield reinforcement. Actually, I really like the player Bruno Guimaraes. I'm looking forward to see what the Declan Rice, Bruno Guimaraes midfield partnership is going to look like. And I think Eze is finally going to be pushed out onto the left-hand side now next season. Yeah, I do think Zubimendi's role at the club will become less significant and he will have a lot less game time and he ain't going to be a starter. So, but that's just obviously due to natural the captain Martin Odegaard being able to start now. Yeah, I just don't see Zubimendi being at this club for longer than 2 years now, because he ain't a starter at this club anymore. With Bruno Guimaraes coming in, yeah, I sort of see Bruno G taking Zubimendi's role, and his Zubimendi's role at the club will be less significant, and I doubt he will be content with that. And another piece of exciting news about the Arsenal is we've been going after Vinny for the past 2 or 3 weeks. We've offered him a better package than what Real Madrid offered him. We offered him, I think it was 100% on the image rights, and same, if not more, on the weekly wage. I think we offered him £402,000 a week, which is more than whatever they're offering him there. He'd earn more money in England than in Spain, is what I'm trying to say. But he extended up until 2032 or something like that, which is 6 more years. He used Arsenal to get a better contract. We got played. But it shows ambition, Shows ambition. Arsenal going after the very best. I like that. You threw everything you could at Vinny Jr. and I couldn't ask for any more. I couldn't. I'm proud of it. I'm actually proud, believe it or not. Arsenal going after the very best. Do you know what I mean? But what I do want Arsenal now to attack the market aggressively. What I do want now is to either aggressively attack Rafael Leao or Julian Alvarez. Because Julian Alvarez, he's up there. He's up for sale. He doesn't want to stay at Atletico Madrid. And Atleti aren't selling to Barcelona. They're just not. I think the most likely destination would be Arsenal for Julian Alvarez if he was to go. Although I did hear something about him not wanting to return back to the Premier League. I don't know how true that is. But I think Arsenal would be a logical decision for him to move. Because he'd be a starter there. He'd be a starter here. And he'd become a superstar. Do you know what I mean? So I think Arsenal would be a logical decision for Julian Alvarez to come. I think we should throw all we've got at Julian Alvarez and Atletico Madrid. Possibly include Gyökeres in a swap deal or something. I don't know. You should be doing everything you can in your power to get what you can. The very best. And now you've got the main objective of this season, in my opinion, is to go after the Champions League again. Go after the Premier League, win the Premier League, and go after the Champions League again, because you cannot drop a level from last season. The aim of a football club is to improve progressively, win a title, keep competing, win another title. Just, it's got to be in chronological order. You have to keep going up and keep doing what's right. And our aim should be domestic treble and going after the Champions League, although I'll be very content with the double. Champions League, Premier League. That should be our main objective as a football club. We cannot go any lower than last season, especially with bringing in reinforcements. You should be aiming higher. We should be within the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me know what your objectives are. All right, what you want Arsenal to be doing next season, your criteria for next season. Let me know down below in the comments. Hopefully, more consistent content coming soon. The season has just started, which means infinite amount of content. Do you know what I'm saying? So make sure you like, subscribe, follow if you're on TikTok. Do you know what I'm saying? And let me know what you think down below. I'll be sure to reply to you. Take it easy.